Melania Trump had always been someone who valued privacy. After her time as First Lady ended, she quietly stepped back from the noisy world of politics and bright camera lights. She started spending most of her days at home, enjoying peaceful mornings, caring for her son Barron, and working on her own small projects. She liked gardening, reading, and painting simple things that made her happy and gave her peace of mind. The world outside, though, never forgot her. Journalists and news reporters often tried to guess what she would do next. But Melania kept her thoughts and plans private, making her even more mysterious to the public, while Melania was enjoying her quiet life. Another person was making a lot of noise in the world. Elon Musk, the famous inventor and billionaire, was always in the news for one reason or another. He was the owner of big companies like Tesla and SpaceX, and he had even bought the social media company X, which used to be Twitter. Elon loved making bold statements online and never hesitated to speak his mind, sometimes causing big arguments. People either admired his courage or shook their heads at his unpredictability. For months, the news had been filled with stories about Elon. One week, he was sending rockets to space. The next, he was talking about building a city on Mars, or using artificial intelligence to help people walk again. Everyone wondered what he would do next. No one expected that his story would soon cross paths with Melania Trump, but life has a way of surprising everyone. One spring day, an exclusive charity event took place in New York City. It was a quiet, elegant gathering, attended by wealthy donors, celebrities, and influential leaders from around the world. The charity was raising money for children who needed help with education and technology. Melania was invited because of her work as First Lady and her passion for children's welfare. Elon Musk was there too, known for supporting science and technology education. Neither of them planned to steal the spotlight that night. Melania arrived in a simple, elegant dress, her hair done neatly, but not too fancy. She walked quietly into the event, smiled politely at the other guests, and took her seat. Elon Musk came in later wearing his usual suit and a mischievous grin on his face. He liked to joke and make people laugh, but tonight he seemed thoughtful and more serious than usual. As the evening went on, guests mingled and talked. Some people wanted to take photos with Melania. Others wanted to hear Elon talk about his latest plans for Mars. The two famous guests hadn't spoken yet. But later, during a break, Melania stepped out onto the balcony for some fresh air. She was tired of all the chatter and wanted a moment to herself. To her surprise, Elon Musk was already there, looking out over the city's skyline. He turned when he heard footsteps. "It's a beautiful night, isn't it?" he said, nodding it. Her Melania smiled and agreed. She didn't expect to have a deep conversation with him, but sometimes unexpected things happen. They began to talk. First about the city, then about the charity, and finally about the problems young people face online. Melania spoke about the negative side of social media, like bullying and loneliness among kids. Elon listened carefully. He agreed, sharing how technology had helped the world but also caused new challenges. For several minutes, they shared ideas. Melania was surprised by how serious and passionate Elon was about the subject. He talked about the power of the internet to change lives for better or worse. Melania spoke about her worries as a mother and as a public figure who had often seen online cruelty firsthand. They both realized they had something important in common, a desire to help young people use technology in a healthier, kinder way, unbeknownst to them. A photographer from the event's media team captured a moment when Melania and Elon were standing close, talking quietly. The photo was innocent just to people having a conversation, but it looked mysterious to anyone who saw it. The next morning, the picture was all over social media. People began to ask, what were Melania Trump and Elon Musk discussing? Was there a secret project? Were they planning something big together? The media buzzed with guesses and theories. Some said Melania might be planning a comeback. Others wondered if Elon Musk was launching another wild idea, this time with the former First Lady by his side. Fans of both figures argued online about what it all meant. Some thought it was just a friendly chat, but others believed there had to be more to the story. Melania ignored the growing gossip, returning to her daily routine. But inside, she kept thinking about her conversation with Elon. She wondered if They could really do something meaningful together. The world was full of online problems, kids being bullied, families fighting over social media, people feeling lonely, even when they had thousands of friends online. But maybe, she thought, it was time for someone to make a change. Elon, too, couldn't shake the conversation from his mind. He had built rockets, electric cars, and powerful computers. But he hadn't yet solved the problem of making the internet a better place for young people. As he went back to his busy life of meetings and inventions, he kept remembering Melania's words. Maybe, just maybe, it was time to use his power and resources for something different, something that could help millions of kids. Meanwhile, the story of Melania and Elon kept growing online. Memes, jokes, and wild theories spread like wildfire. News channels started running segments about the mysterious balcony conversation. Reporters tried to get comments from Melania's office and Elon's team, but both stayed silent. Mystery only grew deeper. In private, Melania began drafting ideas for a new project. She made lists of problems and possible solutions. She talked to experts, teachers, and parents, gathering stories and advice. Melania didn't want another meaningless campaign. She wanted something that would truly help children and families. But she knew she couldn't do it alone. She needed a partner who understood technology. Someone with the power to change big things. At the same time, Elon Musk was facing challenges of his own. His companies were growing, but so were the problems. With online behavior and social media, every day he saw stories of people being hurt by rumors, scams, and bullying. He wanted to make a difference, but he needed a strong reason and a strong partner. The world kept watching, waiting for an answer to the question. What would Melania Trump and Elon Musk do next? The stage was set for something surprising, something that could shake America and maybe even the world. The calm before the storm was ending. And soon, Melania Trump would drop a bombshell that no one saw coming. With Elon Musk's next move stunning everyone in ways they never expected, a few weeks passed, but the buzz around Melania Trump and Elon Musk would not die down. News outlets kept replaying the balcony photo. People argued on TV and on the internet about what the two might be planning. Melania, however, kept herself, calm and focused. She understood the power of timing. If she was going to do something big, it had to be for the right reason and at the right moment. One quiet afternoon, Melania sat by her living room window with a notebook in her hand. Wrote down everything she had learned from talking to parents, teachers, and even teenagers themselves. Many of them spoke about how social media, though useful, could make life difficult for young people. Melania read stories of teenagers struggling with cyberbullying, peer pressure, and loneliness. She saw the statistics showing that anxiety and sadness were rising in kids who spent too much time online. These stories touched her heart. Melania knew her voice alone was not enough. She needed someone who could actually change how social media works, someone with real influence. That person was Elon Musk. She remembered their balcony conversation, how he listened carefully and agreed that something must be done. Melania decided to send him a personal message. She wrote, "Elon, I believe we can do something meaningful. Together, our children need help to use technology in a better way. Will you join me?" She sent the message, not sure what to expect. Elon Musk, as usual, was busy working on projects, meeting with engineers, and answering questions on social media. When he saw Melania's message, he paused. He was used to getting thousands of emails every day, but something about her note stood out. He thought about his own children and how much the internet had changed since he was young. He replied quickly, "I'm interested. Let's meet and talk about it." A few days later, the two met privately in a quiet office. There were no cameras, no reporters, just Melania, Elon, and a whiteboard. Melania shared her ideas about a new campaign for teaching young people how to use social media responsibly. She wanted to create lessons, helpful tools, and even a set of online rules that could help kids avoid harm and use the internet in a positive way. Elon listened, asked questions, and then started drawing on the whiteboard. Elon explained how his company, X, reached millions of people every day. He believed they could use that power to promote good habits and protect users. He promised to invest money, technology, and even his own time into the campaign. The two leaders shook hands, agreeing to work together. They didn't want to wait any longer. The world needed action, not just words. Melania and Elon planned their announcement carefully. They knew the world was watching. Melania decided she would first tease the news with a mysterious post on her social media. Early one morning, she posted, "A historic announcement for America's future is coming soon. Stay tuned." Instantly, her message was shared thousands of times. The internet exploded with guesses and excitement. Was she running for office? Launching a new charity? Teaming up with a business leader? Reporters surrounded Melania's home, hoping for a hint, but she kept quiet. Elon, meanwhile, posted a single emoji, a rocket, and a heart. His fans guessed that he was planning something out of this world. All eyes were on the pair. Finally, the big day arrived. Melania and Elon scheduled a press conference at a major hotel in New York. Cameras, journalists, and curious people crowded the room. The air buzzed with excitement and confusion. When Melania stepped up to the microphone, she looked calm and confident. "Good afternoon," she began. "As a mother and former First Lady, I care deeply about the future of our children. Today, I am launching a national campaign to help young people use social media and technology in a safe, healthy, and positive way." Reporters sat up, surprised, but Melania was not finished. She paused and smiled. "I am proud to announce my partner in this campaign, a leader in technology, someone who believes in making the world better for everyone. Please welcome Mr. Elon Musk." Elon walked onto the stage to loud applause and camera flashes. He smiled, but this time there was no joking. "Technology can do great things," Elon said, "but it can also create new problems. As someone who has helped build the modern internet, I feel responsible. We have to fix what technology has broken, especially for our young people." The two leaders explained their plan. The campaign would be called Connect for Good. It would offer lessons, videos, and tools to help kids, parents, teachers deal with cyberbullying, protect privacy, and encourage kindness online. Elon promised that X and his other companies would spread the campaign's message everywhere, on cars, in schools, on social media, and even in space. He pledged billions of dollars to make sure the campaign could reach everyone, even in small towns and rural areas. The press conference stunned America. The idea of Melania Trump and Elon Musk working together was something nobody expected. On TV, news anchors called it a historic partnership. On social media, #ConnectForGood became the top trending topic within minutes. Some people were hopeful, saying this campaign could really help kids. Others were skeptical, wondering if the two celebrities were just looking for attention. But Melania and Elon stayed focused. They started the campaign that very day. Their website went live with stories, advice, and free resources for families. Schools could sign up for programs and workshops. Teachers were given guides to help students understand digital citizenship, how to be safe and kind online. The campaign wasn't just talk. Elon used his company's technology to build special online safety tools. Parents could download apps to help them guide their children's screen time. Kids could use new features on X to block bullies or get help if they were feeling sad or scared. Melania traveled across the country, visiting schools and meeting with students. She listened to their stories and shared her own. Elon joined her in several cities, holding town halls and answering tough questions from teenagers. Sometimes, he even admitted when his own ideas had failed, which surprised many people. The two leaders appeared in joint interviews explaining why their partnership was about real change, not just publicity. Even though the campaign was off to a strong start, not everyone believed in it. Some reporters dug into Elon's past tweets and questioned if he really wanted to change. Others remembered times when Melania had been quiet as First Lady and wondered if she could lead such a big movement. But Melania and Elon ignored the noise. They focused on the stories of real people being helped by Connect for Good. Slowly, more and more families started talking about the campaign. Parents said their children were more open about their online lives. Teachers noticed less bullying in classrooms and online groups. Kids said they felt safer and more confident. Campaign was making a real difference. As the days went by, Melania and Elon proved that when two different people work together for a good cause, amazing things can happen. The world watched as they brought hope, kindness, and new ideas to America. The bombshell had truly been dropped, and Elon Musk's latest move was stunning the nation in the best way possible. The Connect for Good campaign quickly became a household name across America. After Melania and Trump and Elon Musk's big announcement, people everywhere started talking about the ways technology and social media affected children and families. News channels, talk shows, and even local newspapers shared stories about the campaign. Some people were still unsure, but many parents and teachers were hopeful that real change was finally possible. Melania began traveling from city to city, visiting schools of all sizes. She spoke at large high schools in big cities and tiny elementary schools in rural areas. Every time she entered a classroom, the students became excited and a little nervous. Many had only seen her on TV or online, but here she was, sitting with them, listening to their stories, and treating them with kindness and respect. In one school, Melania sat in a circle with a group of middle school girls who had struggled with bullying online. The girls told her about their pain, about mean messages, about feeling left out when they saw pictures of their friends having fun without them. Melania listened quietly, sometimes reaching over to hold a student's hand. She encouraged the girls to speak up, to support each other, and to never let cruel words define them. Meanwhile, Elon Musk made sure Connect 4 Good had powerful tools to help. He used his company's resources to build special online platforms where students could learn about digital safety and kindness. These websites and apps taught kids how to spot dangerous situations, report bullies, and protect their privacy. Elon's team also added new features to X, making it easier for users to block harmful content and connect with positive communities. Everywhere they went, Melania and Elon appeared together at town hall meetings, sitting side by side as they answered questions from children, parents, and teachers. Sometimes Elon talked about his own childhood, admitting he had felt lonely and different when he was young. Melania explained how being in the public eye had made her a target for harsh comments, and how she learned to stay strong and positive. The campaign included a powerful message: technology should bring people together, not tear them apart.
Melania.
And Elon's campaign videos showed real stories, children helping each other online, families sitting down to talk about social media, and teachers leading classroom discussions about respect and empathy. One of the campaign's biggest successes was the Kindness Challenge. Schools across the country signed up to participate. The challenge encouraged students to post only kind and helpful messages online for 1 week. Kids shared stories about friends, thanked their teachers, and posted art that made people smile. Soon, thousands of students were taking part, and the hashtag Kindness Challenge was trending nationwide. The campaign's website collected hundreds of stories. Boy from Texas wrote about how he stood up for a classmate who was being bullied in a group chat. A girl in Florida shared how she and her friends started a digital buddies club to support each other online. These stories inspired others to join the movement. Despite all the good news, some people continued to criticize the campaign. A few commentators said Elon Musk was only doing it to look good after his own online controversies. Others thought Melania was trying to change her image after her quiet time as First Lady, but Melania and Elon did not let the negative voices distract them. They were committed to their mission. Elon pushed his companies even further. He announced that all Tesla cars would feature a free digital safety program for families, teaching kids about responsible internet use during car rides. He encouraged other tech leaders to join the movement, and soon other companies were offering their own support. Melania started meeting with government officials, encouraging lawmakers to think about new rules to protect children online. She gave speeches in Washington, D.C., speaking softly but powerfully about the importance of kindness, privacy, and safety for young people. More and more families began to see the results of the campaign. Parents found it easier to talk to their children about online life. Kids started sharing when they felt upset or worried about something they saw on the internet. Teachers noticed their students were more caring to each other, both online and offline. The campaign's effect grew beyond schools. Celebrities, sports stars, and musicians began sharing the message, posting videos about their own struggles and supporting the kindness challenge. Melania and Ellen were invited to appear on national television shows where they talked about why the campaign mattered so much. Elon admitted he had learned a lot from listening to young people and parents. And Melania said she was inspired by the courage and honesty of the children she met. Connect for Good was not just about words, it was about real action. The campaign provided free counseling services for children who had experienced cyberbullying. It gave teachers lesson plans and activities they could use right away in the classroom. Parents could sign up for live webinars where experts answered their questions about keeping kids safe online. Melania's gentle.com style and Elon's bold, creative thinking made a powerful team. Where Melania listened, Elon acted. Where Elon dreamed big, Melania made sure the details were right. Together, they created something that had never been seen before. Some of the most touching moments happened away from the cameras. At a school in Chicago, a group of students gave Melania and Elon a handmade poster with their own promise: "We will be kind online." In California, a little girl hugged Melania and whispered, "Thank you for caring about us." In New York, a teacher cried as she told Elon, "Your tools are saving our kids' lives." The media continued to watch every move, reporting on both the successes and the challenges. Some days, Melania and Elon faced tough questions from reporters. Sometimes they had to defend their campaign against critics. But every day they saw the results in the faces of the children they met, the smiles, the relief, the hope. The campaign was far from perfect, and Melania and Elon knew there was still much to do. But as they looked back at what they had started, they saw that a simple idea bringing kindness and responsibility to the digital world had begun to change the way America thought about technology. The ripple effect was spreading. More people were talking, learning, and caring. And with each small step, Connect for Good was making the internet a better place for everyone, especially the youngest and most vulnerable. As Melania and Elon ended another long day on the road, they knew their work was making a difference, believed that with hope, teamwork, and the courage to try, even the most unlikely partnership could bring light to a world sometimes lost in the shadows. As the months went by, the Connect for Good campaign continued to grow and change the lives of many families across America. Melania, Trump, and Elon Musk had worked hard to build a program that was not just words but real action. Their effort was now paying off, and people started to see positive results in schools, homes, and communities everywhere. Parents began sharing stories about how their children were safer online and more confident in dealing with social media. Many said that the campaign helped open conversations that had been difficult before. Families talked more openly about what they saw and felt on the internet. They used the tools and advice from Connect for Good to protect each other and build stronger relationships. Teachers noticed a change too. Classrooms became kinder places, with students showing more respect and understanding toward one another. Bullying cases dropped, and students were learning to support their friends, both in person and online. Schools proudly displayed posters from the campaign reminding everyone that kindness mattered every day. Melania, once quiet after her time as First Lady, was now praised by many for her courage and dedication. Polls showed a rise in public approval for her work, and she became known not just as a former public figure, but as a leader who cared deeply about the future of children. She spoke at conferences and events, inspiring others to take part in making the internet safer. Elon Musk also saw a positive change in how people viewed him. While he was always known for his daring inventions and bold ideas, many began to respect his commitment to helping families. His work with Connect for Good showed a softer, more thoughtful side that surprised even some of his harshest critics. He continued to invest in technology that promoted safety and kindness online, proving that even the busiest people could make a difference. The campaign's success inspired others. Celebrities, athletes, and community leaders started their own programs working to promote digital kindness and safety in their communities. They credited Melania and Elon's partnership for showing that change was possible. Social media platforms, once seen as sources of conflict, began working with the campaign to improve their policies and tools. One special moment came when Melania and Elon were invited to a national award ceremony to be honored for their contributions. It was a rare moment when people from all backgrounds came together to celebrate hope, kindness, and progress. The room was filled with smiles, applause, and stories of how the campaign had touched lives. In a quiet interview after the event, Melania spoke from her heart. She said, "I wanted to do something that would last. Something that would help children feel safe and loved in this fast-changing world. It was not easy, but it was worth every effort," Elon added. "I learned that technology is not just about machines and codes. It's about people, our families, our children, our future." The Connect for Good campaign became a shining example of what can happen when people choose to work together with kindness and purpose. It reminded the world that no matter how different to people may seem, shared goals and respect can lead to powerful change. As the campaign moved forward, Melania and Elon never forgot the children who had inspired them. They continued to listen, learn, and adapt, making sure their work stayed true to its mission. The internet was not perfect, but it was becoming a safer place, one small step at a time. The story of Melania Trump and Elon Musk showed that even when the world expects the unexpected, sometimes the most surprising partnerships bring the greatest hope. Their journey taught people to believe in kindness, to stand up for what is right, and to trust that together they can create a better tomorrow. And so, the nation watched as the quiet former First Lady and the bold tech genius changed the course of digital life for millions, reminding everyone that hope and courage can shine brightest when we come together. As the months went by, the Connect for Good campaign continued to grow and change the lives of many families across America. Melania Trump and Elon Musk had worked hard to build a program that was not just words but real action. Their effort was now paying off, and people started to see positive results in schools, homes, and communities everywhere. Parents began sharing stories about how their children were safer online and more confident in dealing with social media. Many said that the campaign helped open conversations that had been difficult before. Families talked more openly about what they saw and felt on the internet. They used the tools and advice from Connect for Good to protect each other and build stronger relationships. Teachers noticed a change too. Classrooms became kinder places, with students showing more respect and understanding toward one another. Bullying cases dropped, and students were learning to support their friends, both in person and online. Schools proudly displayed posters from the campaign reminding everyone that kindness mattered every day. Melania, once quiet after her time as First Lady, was now praised by many for her courage and dedication. Polls showed a rise in public approval for her work, and she became known not just as a former public figure, but as a leader who cared deeply about the future of children. She spoke at conferences and events, inspiring others to take part in making the internet safer. Elon Musk also saw a positive change in how people viewed him. While he was always known for his daring inventions and bold ideas, many began to respect his commitment to helping families. His work with Connect for Good showed a softer, more thoughtful side that surprised even some of his harshest critics. He continued to invest in technology that promoted safety and kindness online, proving that even the busiest people could make a difference. The campaign's success inspired others. Celebrities, athletes, and community leaders started their own programs working to promote digital kindness and safety in their communities. They credited Melania and Elon's partnership for showing that change was possible. Social media platforms, once seen as sources of conflict, began working with the campaign to improve their policies and tools. One special moment came when Melania and Elon were invited to a national award ceremony to be honored for their contributions. It was a rare moment when people from all backgrounds came together to celebrate hope, kindness, and progress. The room was filled with smiles, applause, and stories of how the campaign had touched lives. In a quiet interview after the event, Melania spoke from her heart. She said, "I wanted to do something that would last. something that would help children feel safe and loved in this fast-changing world. It was not easy, but it was worth every effort, Elon added. I learned that technology is not just about machines and codes. It's about people, our families, our children, our future. The Connect for Good campaign became a shining example of what can happen when people choose to work together with kindness and purpose. It reminded the world that no matter how different to people may seem, shared goals and respect can lead to powerful change. As the campaign moved forward, Melania and Elon never forgot the children who had inspired them. They continued to listen, learn, and adapt, making sure their work stayed true to its mission. The internet was not perfect, but it was becoming a safer place, one small step at a time. The story of Melania Trump and Elon Musk showed that even when the world expects the unexpected, sometimes the most surprising partnerships bring the greatest hope. Their journey taught people to believe in kindness, to stand up for what is right, and to trust that together we can create a better tomorrow. And so, the nation watched as the quiet former First Lady and the bold tech genius changed the course of digital life for millions, reminding everyone that hope and courage can shine brightest when we come together.